There are two main reasons why I wanted to make this video. The first one, I saw a video by Misha Collins, and he was on TikTok, and he was just quoting 1984. Just quoting it. Nothing else. And the second, it's a discourse that has been going on for a few months, a lot actually, of people saying that reading is not political, or it should not be political. And I just feel like I want to talk about it and recommend you a few books and maybe recommend that we revisit some important books. But let's make something very clear. I think all reading is political, even if you don't intend it to be, even if the plot of the book is not political, the characters are not political, it is political. There's an author. That author has political views. We all have them. It's going to be political. Whether you want to or not, it is. Reading is political. Those characters are from a certain socioeconomic background. That is political. Those characters are from one country or another, one culture or another. Everything right now is influenced by politics. And it's sad that we live in the world that we are living in now, because it genuinely sucks. It's so bad right now. And I'm going to be the first one to admit it here. I have always read to escape my reality. Far-off lands in different planets, magic systems, anything that is the farthest thing away from our reality, that has always been my favorite because it allowed me to escape. But I feel like right now we should not be doing that. I'm not saying stop reading fiction, sci-fi, fantasy. Absolutely not. There is politics and there is a lot of that in fantasy and sci-fi, because there's a lot of people out there that just think that fantasy and sci-fi are just magic and fairies. It really isn't. I have a few recommendations of books that are incredibly political, with incredibly complex political systems and societies that would completely blow you away. That could be another video. We're focusing on right now what is happening. All reading is political, whether you want to or not. And like I said, I'm the first person who has always used reading and books as a way of escaping what's going on in the world, but I don't think we should be doing that right now. I think we should be rereading and revisiting books that are hard to read, especially right now, that are going to make us think and are going to not let us forget what it is possible and what we're clearly walking towards, because it's a scary world out there. Misha actually quoted 1984, and I love Misha. I follow him and I think he's great. Not only because he's on one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Supernatural, which I haven't finished, and I don't think I will. I'm on an endless loop. I will always go back to the beginning at some point and never finish it because I don't want to. But I think he's really well spoken when it comes to politics and current events. And he's always speaking his mind and actually doing something. So I really do admire that. And he mentioned 1984. So I think that is one of the first books that we should be revisiting, 1984. Another book that I think we should be rereading or reading for the first time if you haven't, it is The Handmaid's Tale. It is scary how close we are getting to that reality in some places in the world. I saw Victoria from What Victoria Read that she said that she wanted to reread that book in 2026. And I am going to also be rereading it. It is one of her favorite books. I read it because of her and I loved it. And it is a hard read, but I do think it's extremely necessary to read it right now. I don't know who will see this, if anyone, or just the 3 people that usually watch my videos. And I really do appreciate you always. And I'm so happy that you are here and I'm very thankful for you. But if anyone out there also is watching this, I would really appreciate if you kept this conversation going, letting the rest of us know some books that you think we should be reading, or make a video of your own of books that you think we should be reading at this point in time, or just in general in your life, maybe trying to encourage people that don't really think reading is political to pick up something that might make them think. I do have a few more books. There's 2 books that I have not read yet. They are on my 2026 reading list. And even though I haven't read them, my recommendation is to read them. And I think we all should be reading them and then talking about it, whether we like them or not. But I think we should read them and then talk about them. The Coin and The Martyr. Or it's not The Martyr, I think it's just Martyr. Another book that I would want to recommend, I read it years and years ago and I would really like to revisit it this year. It is The Good Immigrant, and it is a collection of short stories by immigrants that are living in the UK. I thought that it was incredibly moving when I read it, and it's been years and I don't remember much other than the feeling that it gave me, so it's definitely on our reread list. Another book that I think we should be rereading, and I haven't read it in years. I had it, loved it, gave it to someone and they never gave it back. So also I should rebuy it. But The Giver by Lewis Laurie. Let's read that. Let's revisit it. Why not? Honestly, this year, I think I'm going to try and read one dystopian or important book to revisit a month. It's going to be uncomfortable at some points, of course, but beats being a dum-dum. I don't know how to say that eloquently and nicely and all that. No, beats being a dum-dum, honestly. I'm sorry. But I just think the people that are saying that reading is not political, they're absolute dum-dums. I'm sorry. I'm looking at some others and The Hunger Games pops up. And obviously, yeah, I think we should be rereading it, the original. I'm not sure I want to reread the new ones. Not reread, read the new ones, but maybe revisit the first one. Fahrenheit 451. Seriously, the amount of books that are being banned around the world is astonishing. I do not understand. Well, I mean, I do understand. If you take books away, you take education, you take empathy, you take a lot from people. And those people are more gullible. So I'm really sorry on how political I'm getting, but this is so important. Another one that I'm seeing mentioned here a lot, and I haven't read, and that is definitely going on my 2026 reading list, Brave New World. I have never read that. That is on my list. That is mandatory reading. There's hundreds, if not thousands of books that we should be reading or rereading, revisiting, rethinking about in this point in time. So if you want to join me at the beginning of each month, I will be sharing with you what book I'm going to be reading for this kind of hopeless dystopian book club. If you would like to join me, maybe we can do some live streams and maybe we can talk about the books and how we relate to them, how the world relates to them. That's it. I really don't know how to end this other than thank you. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. And if you have recommendations, please, let's keep the conversation going.